So now we have our mouse heroine, but there's no cheese for her to chase. And the Sprite library does not include cheese, so we have to make our own cheese. So if you go over to the Sprite part, instead of choosing a Sprite, there's a paintbrush. This will bring up a blank canvas for you to work on. So now we want to draw a cheese. I'm not the greatest audience, but I'm going to make the outline of my cheese black. And then I'm going to use the straight line tool, which is this, to draw a straight line. Click to end the straight line. Then I'm going to click another point to draw another straight line. And then I'm going to draw a line down here. And then my line across here. And then I'm going to do a little straight line here. And a little straight line here. Same thing over here. Then this will allow me to make a curved line. And as you can see, I'm not the best artist. So you might be able to find a block of cheese as well. Or you can always go out to the web and download a block of cheese too. Make a couple circles for holes for my cheese. Make another one. A little hole in my cheese up here. And then I'm going to change my fill color to yellow. And take my paint bucket and fill up my cheese. If it'll let me, trying to fill my cheese. So this paint bucket tool here should let me fill my cheese, but for some reason it's not. I'm really not sure why. Something's going on with my computer. But that's how I could make my cheese, and now I have my cheese. The last thing we're going to do for right here is we're going to create a score because we need to keep score. So we're going to go back to the variables palette, and we are going to make a variable, and we're going to call it score. And now we've got our score. Now we're going to add some code to make the cheese appear in a random location when the mouse touches it. There will be a pop noise. The player will then score 10 points and the cheese will move to a new location. So let's take a look. So we basically need to have code on the cheese. So we make sure my cheese is the code. Great. I'm going to go back to events and I'm going to take when the collect flag is clicked. And we need to set the score to 0 because that's where it's going to start. So as we do with all start of games, we're going to set and we change the variable to score to 0. Since this is a game and we want this to go on and on forever, having the cheese move to the different spot, we are going to say forever, and then we are going to go to a certain set of coordinates on the XY. So we're going to go to, and then we want to grab the operator so we can pick the random. And remember, the white outline means the block will go in. So X, remember, cross is from -220 to +220. So we will set those. So that means the cheese will can move across anywhere randomly. And then we will do -160 for the Y to +160 for the Y. And that will allow the cheese to move up and down. Okay. Then it's got a weight. So that is a control. And what are we waiting for? We're waiting until the mouse touches it. So we have to go to the senses and find touching. Sorry, we need to wait until, because then when we go to sensing, we can pick until the cheese is touching what? The mouse. Okay, then what happens is it changes the score. So we'll go back to the variable and we are going to change the score by 10. So anytime your mouse touches the cheese, the score goes up by 10 points and the cheese moves somewhere else. And what we should hear is a pop sound. So we can just pop it in here and let's see what happens. I'm actually going to move my mouse somewhere, flag it. I'm moving my mouse to get to the cheese. Made a sound. The mouse cheese moved somewhere and my score went up by 10 points. See? So that's how we can make the cheese and get the mouse to score some points.